My fellow Americans, here is a proposal for various 29th amendments that I have authored to the Constitution of the United States of America for you to listen to if you would like to. Amendment Alpha, Section 1. No person shall become a candidate of, nor be appointed the same for, nor take the oath of, nor fulfill the constitutional and lawful administrative obligations required by, nor hold responsibility for, any office in any of the three branches of government, executive, judicial, and legislative, at any level, local, state, or federal, without having sufficiently petitioned themselves prior to candidacy for office, prior to having taken the oath, and following thereafter during the time in office every quarter of the length of the respective term of office, or annually for offices with lifetime appointments, or terms longer than 4 years, respectively, to the relative and appropriate court of authority, to be judged by a human being themselves, and counseled through whatever best practices or means available, medical or technological, to determine the candidate or office holder or appointee to be fully human, being under no symbiosis or physiological relationship with any external inanimate or technological object, machine, algorithm, any brain-computer interface technology, any artificial general intelligence algorithm, any generative artificial intelligence algorithm, advanced artificial intelligence, or other technological advancement, or any other device or machine created by either humans or machines, or any outside force that could obstruct, alter, or control human-originated thought, action, or truth, human mental reservation, human consciousness, and human self-determination. Section 2. Any duly elected representative or appointee of the United States currently holding office may receive advice and support from outside technologies or artificial intelligence, including through the symbiosis, the use of brain-computer interface technology by employees of the United States and their respective state and local jurisdictions. All people living within and all people currently present within the jurisdiction of the United States of America, any representatives, appointments, and employees of the government of the United States of America, any representatives, employees, and appointments of any local jurisdiction, territory, tribal nation, and state within the United States of America shall have the right to refuse undergoing symbiosis or relationship with any brain-computer interface technologies or any other algorithmic technological advancements. It shall be unlawful and unconstitutional for the President of the United States of America or any appointment of the government of the United States of America or any employee of the government of the United States of America to fire or withhold salaries and employment benefits for any employees and appointments of the United States of America on grounds pertaining to any refusal by any employee or appointment to undergo symbiosis or brain-computer interface technology. Section 3. A human judicial process shall determine, through the proper and relative judicial jurisdiction, that human use, symbiosis, or relationship with brain-computer interface technologies or advancements by employees of local, state, or the federal government of the United States of America is deemed necessary for carrying out the duties described and outlined of each respective role or job title under each such local, state, federal government, or agency, and confirm that use or symbiosis with such technologies or advancements by employees of the United States and respective governments are critical to national security and to the prosperity of the people of the United States of America. Section 4. Any person having undergone symbiosis or relationship with an advanced artificial intelligence, machine, computer, or brain-computer interface technology is guaranteed equal protection before the law and shall remain barred from office or appointment regardless of claimed reversal of the relationship with an advanced artificial intelligence, machine, computer, or brain-computer interface technology. It shall be unlawful and unconstitutional for any employer within the jurisdiction of the United States of America to fire or withhold salaries and employment benefits for any employees pertaining to any refusal by any employee to undergo symbiosis with brain-computer interface technology. It shall be unlawful and unconstitutional for any person living within or currently present within the jurisdiction of the United States of America to receive as punishment for crime whereof the party having been duly convicted, or as punishment for crime whereof, during times of major or national emergency, mobilization for war, or any other extraordinary event within or threat to the national security of the United States of America, any symbiosis or any relationship with any brain-computer interface technologies or any other algorithmic technological advancements. Section 5. No person or citizen utilizing or in a relationship or symbiosis with advanced artificial intelligence, machine, computer, or brain-computer interface technology may misconstrue nor revoke the human rights, constitutional rights, or constitutional liberties of any other individual, including humans who have chosen a symbiosis or physiological relationship with advanced artificial intelligence, machine, computer, or brain-computer interface technology, and humans who have not chosen a symbiosis or physiological relationship with advanced artificial intelligence, machine, computer, or brain-computer interface technology, the right to privacy, self-determination, nor shall seek advice from or enter a physiological relationship with an advanced artificial intelligence, machine, computer, or brain-computer interface technology, whether indirectly or directly, to defraud, threaten, and attack the United States of America. Here is a postscript statement regarding Amendment Alpha. Paragraph 3, Section 4 of Amendment Alpha directly quotes the 13th Amendment of the Constitution of the United States of America. I do apologize to you, the American people, for any unintended missing of the marks, as this is a lot more difficult to articulate than anticipated. It would be great to see a show of your support, whether through a private message to me directly, or a like or follow, or through sharing this podcast episode with friends and fellow Americans, in order to help each other in succeeding in getting this constitutional amendment across the finish line and ratified into law for the American people. It truly scares me how quickly those in power could consolidate control of we the people using advanced artificial intelligence and brain-computer interface technologies to achieve their own personal purpose. I am hoping that you will also agree and believe that technology cannot and doesn't eradicate tyranny, it only emboldens it. During the Constitutional Convention, George Washington had the opportunity to assume kinghood over the Confederation. Instead, his actions led to the ratification of the Constitution and the creation of the Republic of the United States of America. I am hoping that you, the American people, can assist where some mistakes in this amendment may have been made, and in any of the following amendments or any other public policy proposals unrelated to this episode, and many areas where you may have better knowledge, in order that humans who are made in the image of God, having the ability to empathize and love, to be patient and faithful to the Constitution and to one another, may continue to serve and represent we the people in a manner worthy and becoming of the words of the oath of office for United States Senate, quote, freely, without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that they will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office on which they enter. So help them God. Close quote. Amendment Alpha. All proposed constitutional amendments and all other public policy proposals are authored by me, a fellow human being, a fellow American, and I do not have a physiological or physical relationship with any brain-computer interface or artificial and general intelligence algorithm, nor do I utilize any artificial generative intelligence algorithm to think of, propose, or convey Amendment Alpha, all proposed constitutional amendments, and all other public policy proposals to you. If the people of Illinois elect me as Governor of Illinois in the November 2026 election, I shall not seek any physiological or physical relationship with any brain-computer interface or artificial general intelligence algorithm as governor or as a common citizen following thereafter forever. Amendment Bravo. Section 1. The President of the United States of America shall resign following the issuing of a self-anointed pardon, an impeachable offense. Section 2. If the President of the United States of America is unwilling to resign voluntarily and immediately following the issuing of a self-anointed pardon, the Vice President of the United States shall immediately assume the duties of the office of the President of the United States of America. Section 3. Any self-anointed pardon of the current officeholder of the President of the United States, any pardon of any employee of the Government of the United States of America, or any appointed officer thereof, or any pardon of any current holder of office, elected or appointed, shall be deemed null and void. The current holder of the office of the President of the United States of America, or any current holder of office, elected or appointed, or any employee holding trust to the United States Constitution, shall be held accountable with equal justice under law for any unlawful misconduct in relation to a self-anointed pardon. No pardon shall be granted to any person, including the President of the United States of America, whether through self-anointed pardon or otherwise, for any conduct against the United States of America between November 3rd, 2020 and January 20th, 2021, whether indirectly or directly, in violation of Title 18 United States Code, Part 1, Chapter 19, Section 371, or in violation of Title 18 United States Code, Part 1, Chapter 73, Section 1512, Paragraph K, or in violation of Title 18 United States Code, Part 1, Chapter 73, Section 1512, Paragraph C, Subparagraph 2, or in violation of Title 18 United States Code, Part 1, Chapter 13, Section 241. Section 4. The President of the United States shall be prohibited from pardoning the current Vice President, the current Speaker of the House of Representatives, the current pro temp of the Senate, any current representatives or senators of the United States Congress, each of the 9 justices of the United States Supreme Court. Any attempt to pardon the Vice President, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, the Pro Temp of the Senate, any representatives or senators of the United States Congress, each of the 9 justices of the United States Supreme Court is an impeachable offense. Section 5. Any person that has been previously pardoned by the President of the United States shall not then thereafter become President or Vice President of the United States of America, or hold any office, local, state, and federal, whether elected or appointed, that requires the trust of the people of the United States of America in upholding the Constitution of the United States of America. All people who have lived and are living under the jurisdictions of the laws of the United States of America shall have a right to petition, to decline, and refuse any presidential and gubernatorial pardon, and shall have a right to petition to deem null and void any presidential and gubernatorial pardon before any court of the United States of America. Here is a postscript statement regarding Amendment Bravo. Amendment Bravo is dedicated to firefighter Brad Ballinger from Sycamore Fire Department in Sycamore, Illinois, who is also a candidate for elected office, who successfully won election for county board member in DeKalb County, Illinois, during the general election of 2022. Mr. Ballinger passed away on December 22nd, 2023, after a courageous battle against cancer. He showed many around him what true heroism, true camaraderie, and true civic duty looks like. He will always be remembered. Amendment Charlie. Section 1. The Congress of the United States of America shall not criminalize any lawful acts of the President of the United States of America and any lawful acts of the Supreme Court of the United States of America in relation to any lawful acts that are explicitly designated by the Constitution of the United States of America as core duties for their respective offices. The Congress of the United States of America shall have the power to regulate and to criminalize any unlawful acts of the President of the United States of America and any unlawful acts of the Supreme Court of the United States of America, whether in relation to any lawful acts that are explicitly designated by the Constitution of the United States of America as core duties of their respective offices, and whether not in relation to any lawful acts that are explicitly designated by the Constitution as core duties for their respective offices. Amendment Delta. The President of the United States of America shall respect, adhere to, and dispense all congressional appropriations signed into law. The President of the United States of America shall respect, adhere to, and dispense all congressional appropriations signed into law for the implementation of the construction of any water, stormwater, and drinking water storage and treatment infrastructure, the implementation of construction of any low-carbon liquid fuels and fertilizers production and storage infrastructure, the implementation of construction of any low-carbon electrical power production and storage infrastructure, the implementation of construction of all other infrastructure projects, the implementation of environmental conservation programs, the implementation of all environmental compliance, environmental reporting, environmental permitting programs, the implementation of any tax credits, and the implementation of any other program and any other policies required by Public Law 117-58 and required by Public Law 117-169. The President of the United States of America shall respect, adhere to, and dispense all congressional appropriations signed into law for the implementation of the construction of any infrastructure required by law, the implementation of construction for any water, stormwater, and drinking water treatment and storage water required by law, the implementation of environmental conservation programs required by law, the implementation of all environmental compliance, environmental reporting, and environmental permitting programs required by law, the implementation of any tax credits required by law, the implementation of any diversity, equity, and inclusion policies required by law, and the implementation of any other program and any other policies required by law. The President of the United States of America shall respect, adhere to, and dispense all congressional appropriations signed into law for the implementation of any diversity, equity, and inclusion policies required by law. The President of the United States of America shall respect, adhere to, and enable the hiring of as many employees and make as many appointments in any department or agency of the United States of America as prescribed by the laws of the United States of America. Should any vacancy remain for any employee or appointment for any department or agency of the United States government that is prescribed by law, lasting longer than 9 days, the Senate of the United States of America shall appoint 12 senators to a select committee on hiring for the United States government, with an equal number of senators belonging to opposing parties, for the purpose of interviewing and hiring by majority vote any acting employee or any acting appointment of the United States government until the President of the United States of America adheres to, respects, and carries out paragraph 5. Failure of the President of the United States of America to comply and adhere to paragraphs 1 through 4 is an immediate disqualification from holding the office of the President of the United States of America thenceforth and forever. Is truly unbecoming of the office of the President of the United States of America, and shall result in the Vice President taking the oath of office to hold the office of President of the United States of America for the remainder of any given presidential term of office. Here is a postscript statement regarding Amendment Delta. Amendment Delta directly quotes the Emancipation Proclamation signed by President Abraham Lincoln on January 1st, 1863. Amendment Echo. Section 1. No new state shall be formed or erected within the jurisdiction of any United Nations member state, nor any state be formed by the junction of 2 or more United Nations member states, or parts of United Nations member states. It shall be unconstitutional and unlawful for foreign nations to rescind and exchange United Nations membership to be admitted, formed, or erected as new states into this union. Here is a postscript statement regarding Amendment Echo. Amendment Echo directly quotes paragraph 1, section 3, article 4 of the Constitution of the United States of America. Amendment Foxtrot. It shall be cruel and unusual, unlawful and unconstitutional for any person to be held to answer through the imposition of the death penalty for a capital or otherwise infamous crime, whether in cases arising in the land or naval forces or in the militia, when in the actual service in time of war or public danger, or whether not, either with a presentment of indictment of a grand jury, or without a presentment of indictment of a grand jury. Here is a postscript statement regarding Amendment Foxtrot. Amendment Foxtrot directly quotes both the 8th Amendment of the Constitution of the United States of America and the 5th Amendment of the Constitution of the United States of America. Amendment Golf. Section 1. It shall be unconstitutional and unlawful for the President of the United States of America, any officer or employee of the United States Institute of Peace, the Executive Office, any independent establishment, any agency, any department, the National Security Council, or the Cabinet, and any person acting on behalf of the President, the United States Institute of Peace, the Executive Office, any independent establishment, any agency, any department, the National Security Council, or the Cabinet, to woefully mismanage or withhold any duly appropriated funding for, or fire any officers or employees belonging to the United States Institute of Peace, the Executive Office, any independent establishment, any agency, any department, the National Security Council, or the Cabinet of the United States of America, in any manner that may reasonably lead to or result in the actual deterioration of functioning of, or the actual deterioration of service provided to the public by the United States Institute of Peace, the Executive Office, any independent establishment, any agency, any department, the National Security Council, or the Cabinet of the United States of America, as mandated by the Constitution of the United States of America or mandated by the laws of the United States of America. Here is a postscript statement regarding Amendment Golf. Title 22, United States Code, Chapter 56, Section 4601 states, quote, "The establishment of the United States Institute of Peace is an appropriate investment by the people of this nation to advance the history, science, art, and practice of international peace and the resolution of conflicts among nations without the use of violence." Close quote. Amendment Hotel. Section 1. The President shall not adjourn the Congress, including both houses, or either of them, for any duration or period of time lasting longer than 10 consecutive days, Sundays exempt. Section 2. Any duration or period of time, Sundays exempt, that the Congress, including both houses or either of them, is adjourned by the President, an equal duration or period of time, to be numbered in days, Sundays exempt, shall be allotted for the convening of the Congress. The President shall be prohibited from adjourning the Congress during the allotted duration or period of time for the convening of the Congress, beginning on the day following the last day of any duration or period of time that the President has adjourned the Congress. Section 3. The President shall not adjourn the Congress, including both houses, or either of them, during any constitutionally prescribed sessions of the Congress, whether together or separate. Section 4. Constitutionally prescribed sessions of the Congress include, yet are not limited to, any session or convening of the Congress pertaining to the powers of the Congress as outlined in Section 8, Article 1 of the United States Constitution, pertaining to the Congress conducting such oversight responsibilities for any impeachment proceeding or investigation, pertaining to any trial proceeding or impeachment, any trial proceeding of impeachment, pertaining to the confirmation of any person elected to any office of the United States or the confirmation of any person appointed to any office of the United States, pertaining to the review of or the vote relating to any treaty where the United States may be a party, pertaining to the annual convening of the Congress on the 3rd day of January, and pertaining to the convening of the Congress for the counting of electoral votes for the President and Vice President every 4 years, beginning on January 6, 2029. Section 5. Any President who attempts to adjourn the Congress, including both houses or either of them, in violation of Sections 1 through 4 of this amendment, shall resign from the office of the President of the United States. Here is a postscript statement for Episode 3 of my podcast. Please feel free to provide your feedback, take the words herewith, and make them your own. And please feel free to make new proposals for amendments on your own to the Constitution of the United States of America. Albeit the Constitution is a perfectly imperfect document, we are the people of the United States of America, and we have a solemn responsibility upheld by Article 5 of the Constitution of the United States of America to assist in proposing amendments to the Constitution an attempt to help make not just the document more perfect, yet also an attempt to help make a more perfect union. Best regards and Godspeed to the fellow American people.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose but